been great. Obviously having Tank back is huge. Having Keyshawn, who's healthy, is really big. He's a really good player. But we have, playmakers at every position, X, H, Y, and Z, and we're at least two deep at each of those positions, which is, really nice for me. And it's really nice for the receivers too, because, you want to be able to rotate guys in and keep legs fresh. You don't want to, run the receivers into the ground throughout the game. But it's really good to have those guys out there who are able to make plays and make my job easy. So it's something I've worked on for sure. I've definitely gotten better in that area. I've always been a guy that leads by example, which is, I feel like the bare minimum. I feel like if you're going to be any type of leader, you should be doing everything right. People should look to you for that example, which is something I've always hung my hat on. But I realized that my role, I need to take on more responsibility as far as talking to guys and being encouraging and being that voice that people listen to and look to for, guidance or whatever it is. So yeah, for sure. It's great. Tajon's a really great, explosive, talented player. So I'm really excited for him. The opportunity that he's got ahead of him is really exciting. And I know he's going to do well with it. He's going to, get a lot of carries, make a lot of plays. He's going to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield, which is appealing to me. So I'm excited for him, and he's grown a lot. We've all grown a lot in the last 2 to 3 years. He being one of them. So I'm really excited for the opportunity that he has. They've both been making a lot of plays this camp. They're both taller, bigger bodied receivers. So I think they'll be, big threats in the red zone. Today we were working red zone, score zone, and Sam Brown caught, 3 or 4, fade balls in the back of the end zone, which is nice. But both of them are playing at a high level right now. They're both physical guys, can run good routes, have really good hands. And they're going to offer, something on the outside that we haven't had in the last few years, being bigger bodied receivers who can go up and make plays. And so I'm excited for them. Yeah, no, it is. He's unguardable, when he's really unguardable anywhere on the field, but especially in the slot. He's just, when you have a two-way go, these DBs have no shot of covering him unless they play zone or they bracket him or double him or whatever you want to call it. But he's explosive, and he's, anytime he's in the slot and it's man coverage, better believe I'm looking that way. He's going to get open, 9 times, 10 times out of 10. So he's really explosive for sure.
Any guesses on your part how much y'all were able to? I mean, it was very little last year, wasn't it? Or it wasn't a lot, right? Him inside.
He started outside, and then, as the season went on and we had guys go down, he took on a bigger role and started playing a little bit more slot. But yeah, by the end of the season, he was playing both. We just kind of moved him around all over the field. Yeah, no, it's been good. Like you said, Jack Freeman, stepping into that role as the starting center has, been playing really well. He had a really good spring ball, and then he's had a really good camp so far. Pat Paul obviously played a lot last year, the last 2 years. He's progressing. He's playing really well. Cam Johnson's another guy that, played a lot last year. He started on and off, but he's played, a lot of snaps. And so he's had a really good camp. And then for the new guys, I've been, it's been good watching them get in here and compete, and play well. The biggest thing is they're just pushing the guys that we have now. And they're just elevating the competition in the room, which is something that's always advantageous for a position group. So I'm really excited for those guys. And I think the 5 that we're going to have week 1 is going to be a really solid 5. Yeah. Tank and I have, thrown a lot of footballs together. So the chemistry is inevitable. We've been together. He got here in spring of 20. And so we've had, 2 full seasons and a spring and now camp. So we've just thrown a lot of balls. I've seen him run countless routes, and he's seen me throw countless balls. So it's just inevitable that we learn each other's patterns, and also spending time, off the field, spending time together, just learning each other as people, and, learning our personalities, which has been great. And then as far as just, what Coach Belk said, it's been a huge emphasis of mine just to get better every offseason and one or two areas. And so this offseason, I've worked a lot on just my base when I'm throwing, just creating more power with my base and being more accurate, and not having to worry about, where the ball is going to be. I know where the ball is going to be every time when I let go. So I'm fully confident in my accuracy, and that's giving me confidence to fit tighter throws into tighter windows. So it's very important. It's those times we're just together, just players, no coaches, and that's really a time we get to bond. And there's no pressure in those situations. It's really just we're out there like, kids in the backyard throwing the ball. Obviously we're it's more structured. We're getting work done, but it's really just the purity of the game. We're there and we're enjoying each other's company and having fun playing and throwing footballs at the same time. So it's huge and it plays a huge part in building that chemistry with each other for sure. It's helped a lot. Those guys are really good in the back end. They're fast. They cover well. So it's forced our receivers to be more physical and be more detailed with routes. We have to bring our A game every practice, or else we're gonna get stymied, which is embarrassing for the offense. So that's something we try to emphasize, is show up every day and compete with those guys on defense, because they're really talented. And it makes us better. Iron sharpens iron. And so I feel like it's been really good for those guys to go up and compete against those DBs. And it's been good for me to see that type of competition as well. Yeah, for sure. I think there's an even better energy this year, I would say. I know, last year we kind of felt like we were, I wouldn't say backs against the wall, but we were coming off a, less than 500 season. And we felt like we weren't doing our part, within the University of Houston. Basketball had a lot of success. And so we needed to do our part. And so last year gave us a lot of confidence in what we can do and how we can, play and win as a team. So I think that energy is even higher this year. I think, we're just scratching the surface is the term I'll use. So I think there's a heightened sense of energy and focus for this year.